Oh, Cameroon. There is high level of insecurity in Cameroon today. And Cameroonians don't know what to do. Many are afraid to go out, to involve in activity, to travel from one place to another. Many are afraid to do business in Cameroon. Why? Because of high level of insecurity. But the government of President Paul Biya is not doing anything to help the situation. They are struggling by all possible means to cover the insecurity in Cameroon and present a very different Cameroon on pieces of paper to the international community. But in reality, all the 10 regions in Cameroon are facing high level of insecurity. And today on TFA Talking Point, we are going to talk about the root causes of insecurity in Cameroon. And if this is your first time joining TFA Talking Point, please subscribe to our channel. The first is the Anglophone crisis in southern Cameroon. The second is the Boko Haram crisis in far north region of Cameroon. The third point is the weaponization of prison in Cameroon. The fourth point is the failed system of President Paul Biya. The fifth point is a moral bankruptcy. And the sixth point is frustration, poverty, and illiteracy. TFA Talking Point is all about proposing lasting solution to societal problem. So we are going to go through all these points detailedly for you to understand where all the insecurity is coming from. And also, we are pleading with you to listen right to the end of this video and also share the video in order to help people understand. Those who are in power can help solve many of these problems because we can avoid most of these problems and insecurity will reduce. So the first one is the Anglophone crisis in southern Cameroon. We all are aware that many people, there is a high level of insecurity, particularly in southern Cameroon because the government of President Paul Biya and the military hold on to the military solution to end the Anglophone crisis. And the Ambazonia, they are on their own part. And they too are not even fighting each other. They are blaming the civilians in each situation and forcing civilians, punishing civilians, torturing civilians for collaborating with A or for collaborating with B. And many people are living in fear because they don't know who is next. Because if these people were fighting in the forest amongst themselves, Cameroonians, southern Cameroonians could have been living in peace. And secondly, this crisis because they pay more attention on how to frustrate the common people in southern Cameroon. Many people escape to Francophone regions for better lives. And as they escape to Francophone regions, now the population increased and life became so difficult. And those who were lazy within those regions, it turned into terrible things because life is difficult. And the other issue is many people have been pushed below poverty line. In southern Cameroon, many have been pushed below poverty line. And because the government of Cameroon hold on to the military solution to end the crisis, there is high level of a high rate of a weapon circulating within Cameroon. And many people are involved in it. Because of hardship, because of the crisis, many people who were involved in maybe doing a business within southern Cameroon and Francophone regions turn into terrible things. They cannot survive, but they have to survive. And they are involved in the Boko Haram, a crisis in the far north region, has frustrated millions of people there because it is also about facing the population, punishing the population, doing terrible things against the population to show how powerful they are, the Boko Haram. And in doing this, many people are displaced. Many children are not going to school. Many people who were doing well are now faced with poverty and many kind of issue. And then with poor mentality, they found themselves doing terrible things in order to survive. We will go to the other point, which is weaponization of the prison. Because of the Anglophone crisis and thousands of southern Cameroonians has been arrested because of the crisis, the government has no space in prison. So they have to release some notorious criminal into the society in order to have space for southern Cameroonians who have been arrested illegally for no good reason. Just because they hold on to the military solution inside the Cameroon, they want to solve the problem by through different means. And with this, they prefer prisoner to go out than for certain Cameroonians who are innocent, who are genuine and moral behaved people to stay in prison. And this is an issue. The other issue concerning prison is look at our prisons all over Cameroon. Look at the New Bay prison. It is at the center of the city, Douala. It's sitting at the centers of many markets, surrounded by many markets. Marché Central, all those markets within, schools all over. And every day notorious criminals are being sent out of the prison into the society, and they will return during the day. And these are the people doing terrible things within Douala. And when you face them, you are searching for them, they will do it and run into prison. Where will you find them again? So if the government understands what prison is all about, they have to relocate many prisons in Cameroon in a far away interiors, so that these people will be there and the government will create plantation where they will be working within there and producing food. There are all liabilities in Cameroon. For prisoners to stay hungry, the government prefer for Cameroonians to stay hungry. They will buy the little food found in markets and send it to prison because they have to feed the prisoner, and they are their liability. They are not doing anything. So the government has to do things for it. And then these prisoners also are corrupting the youth. They are found in the prisons are found just around the market. And many schools like New Bay, government bilingual high school New Bay is just closer to the New Bay prison. And children who are learning at the historic building upstate, some of them are seeing terrible people smoking and doing terrible things around the school environment. And these things, because of puberty, many children desire to be like that because they don't even know that what they are doing is wrong. And before they will realize it, they are already inside. The fifth system in Cameroon, President Paul Biya, everybody, even President Paul Biya himself, is aware that his government has failed. He has failed Cameroonians. And the system in Cameroon presently is a corrupt system. And the more they stay in power, the more people they will corrupt. So the best way for the government, for insecurity to reduce in Cameroon is for President Paul Biya and his entire government to resign. If they resign, we will return back to our normal behavior. There is moral bankruptcies in Cameroon. If you look at our curriculum, if you look at our educational system, you will understand that Cameroonians cannot be trained to grow morally. Those who are in Cameroon that are well behaved, it is just by the grace of God. There is no thing that is building their behavior, because nearly everybody, the system is a failed system. The people are failed people, parents have failed, and many other things. And we are left with a broken society with broken people, terrible people doing terrible things against other people. We have frustration, poverty, and illiteracy. Many, if not all, if we say today that there are 30 million Cameroonians, at least 20 million Cameroonians are frustrated. They don't know what to do. And if you are frustrated and you are not moral, or you don't have a moral standard, you will do anything to survive. And one of it is to involve yourself in criminal activities. If you are poor, you look at the population of Cameroon today, at least 10 million Cameroonians are living below poverty lines. And these 10 million Cameroonians can do anything in order to survive. And one of it is involving in criminal activities. If you look at the population of Cameroon today, at least I can say that when I talk about education, I'm talking about educational life. That you are educated as life is concerned. There are people with PhD in which they are not educated. They are still illiterate. But they have pieces of paper in their hands calling themselves doctors. And they have master, they have PhD, but they are not educated. This is the kind of education I am talking about. And when you look at this level of education, you discover that at least 20-something million Cameroonians are illiterate as life is concerned. And because of this illiteracy, many of them believe that life is all about money. Life is all about what they have. They don't care. They don't even have conscience concerning issue. They can do and undo because they have no feeling within them. They are not educated as life is concerned. And these are the root causes of insecurity in Cameroon. What can the government of President Paul Biya do in order to reduce insecurity in Cameroon and the Anglophone crisis? That is one issue. We know that the only way to end the Anglophone crisis is to sit on a table for a dialogue. That is all. For the Boko Haram issue, if you end the Anglophone crisis, you will have enough military to send to the northern part of Cameroon to fight the terrorists from Nigeria, the Boko Haram. Weaponization of prison, liberate those who are free, who are not guilty, who are not criminal from prison, so that you will have peace. And also create a different section of prison. Do not mix people together in prison. Notorious criminals are jumping with people who went to prison because they are owing somebody. And finally, before leaving the prison, they will call notorious people and they will return into the society, not transformed, but deformed. So the government should classify prison and take prison out of city center, right into the interiors. Create plantation there for Cameroonians, for prisoners to be working. Let them work for their own food. They should not be a liability to the society, because many people are poor and struggling to have food to eat because majority is going back to prison. And also, concerning the faith system, the only solution to this faith system is for the system to resign, because there is nothing they can do. They have been in power for 42 years and they cannot change. If you cannot change after 42 years, they can never change. So the whole issue is that they should humble themselves and then just openly, sincerely table their resignation. I'm talking about the whole system, starting from President Paul Biya right down to the least person working as a civil servant in Cameroon, because they are all corrupt. Even the teachers in the classroom, a military in the field, all of them are corrupt. Though the whole system have to. And if all these are being corrected and our educational system change, then we will start building our morality, our behavior positively, mentality positively. And if all of these are being done, then frustration will disappear, because many Cameroonians will be focused. Poverty will disappear, because many Cameroonians will be engaged in doing something positively. And illiteracy also, because if we change our educational system, we'll be teaching the people what they have to know that will help them develop their society. This is what TFA Talking Point is having today. And I am just pleading with you that we don't know what. God can use anything to reach and help us in our situation. Sharing this video can accidentally meet the president of Cameroon, President Paul Biya, ministers, and many others who are in power that can do something, can touch somebody's heart to change a lot of things and even stop the crisis in southern Cameroon. So thank you very much for sharing. Thank you very much for supporting TFA Talking.